Are you feeling a heightened sense of anxiety these days?
And if you don't like feeling that way, how can you change it? That's what we wanted to know, so we asked the universe.
Welcome to this episode of What's the Universe Say About That?
I'm Mary Obana, and along with my husband Michael, we asked the universe for answers. You see, I'm blessed with this beautiful gift where I get quiet and I can connect with the loving guidance of the universe.
So today, you'll see and hear Mary connect directly to that divine guidance and hear the words of wisdom flow directly through her in response to questions about life and the challenges we all face at certain times.
So, welcome to our home.
And welcome to this now normal, but always amazing part of our daily lives. So sit back, get ready, and let's hear what the universe has to say about that.
Let's do it.
Go.
Hello.
Hey, everybody. I wanted to follow up on a episode we did in the past where it was actually in response to one of our listeners' questions that they had for us, which was, how do I not feel guilty about the peace that I feel in my life when there's so much turmoil in the world?
Mm-hmm.
And we got a beautiful message that talked about don't feel guilty about the peace you have, share it. I thought there's another side to that coin that I wanted to address today, and I have questions about. Um, there's there's a lot of people that, with all the stuff going on in the world, that they're at a high state or feeling of anxiety. There's just a lot of anxiety in the world right now, and I wanted to ask the universe, how do we, or what can we know about finding peace when the maybe dominant emotion people have is anxiety, uncertainty? And, I listened to a radio interview the other day, and the interviewer she was a journalist, asked the journalist, how's she doing? Simple question. And it was a long answer. And she said, well, you can't ask people that these days because the world is coming to an end and there's so much that we feel is happening around us and we can't do anything about it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's just a state of anxiety.
Mm-hmm.
And that really kind of struck home that is a really palpable energy out there and a real palpable feeling. And it's not healthy
Mm-hmm.
for anyone, the person or people around them. So I thought maybe this could be really helpful for people that know they're in this heightened state of anxiety and want to find a way to break out of it.
Okay.
Is that
Mm-hmm.
okay? It's a long setup, but so the question I have for the universe is, how do we simply find peace when we feel or see the world in a very negative way and we can't do anything about it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
You got it?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's give it a try.
Anxiety. There is a heightened level of anxiety in your world at this time. But anxiety is something that has always existed in some shape or form, regardless of time. Where does anxiety come from? And what are you to know about it? And how does it affect your life? Anxiety comes from a feeling of lack of control, feeling that you don't have control over circumstances that are around you. And that leaves a very unsettling, unnerving, unpeaceful state of being. Anxiety like many emotions, builds when you are exposed to things that make you more anxious, but even more, choose to focus your energy on the things that make you anxious. You've heard us say many, many times about choice. If you are not liking the way you are feeling at any moment, whatever that feeling might be, it is your invitation to take a step back and to honestly assess where it is you are focusing your attention. When you are focusing your attention on things that make you anxious, you will feel anxious. When you focus your attention on that unnerving feeling of having no control, you will feel that you have no control. People are always choosing, you see. Everyone is always choosing, whether they are doing it consciously or unconsciously. Their choices are evident and reflected in how they are feeling. How can you choose differently? If you truly want to feel different, if you truly want to feel peace, if you truly want to feel optimistic, what is it that you can choose to focus on? Does this mean that you ignore that which you do not agree with? No, it does not. But how much of your energy and state of being do you want to be devoted to feelings that are unwanted? There is a way to create and take action on the things that are important to you. But how do you want to feel? How do you want to feel? When you are taking action, you can feel less anxious because you are doing something to alleviate the condition that you find unwanted. But we ask you to look deep within yourself. Where are you focusing your energy? If you truly do not want to feel the way you are feeling, then you have the ability to choose to focus your energy in a different way. Some find communion when feeling anger, anxious, whatever the unwanted emotion might be. Connecting with others who feel the same make you feel less alone, but it doesn't always make you feel better. How do you want to feel? You get to choose how you feel. You are choosing how you feel. The way you feel is the result of a choice you have made. Anxiousness comes from your decision to focus your energy in a place that makes you anxious. Some might feel that they want to feel anxious for the cause or the focus of their attention they believe has a greater value and importance. And if that is so, then that is the choice they make. But they must understand that it is a choice they have made. Circumstances will always exist. You will always have disagreements with others. Where and how do you choose to focus your energy? The way you feel is a reflection of the choices you have made, whether conscious or unconscious. Some might say that it is not their choice, it is merely the condition that they have been faced with that is responsible for the way they feel. Circumstances. The array of circumstances that you will face in your life will always exist. How do you choose to focus your attention? If you feel you have done and devoted your time to something you feel important, then you shouldn't feel anxious. You should feel good that you have taken action, done something that is important to you. The feeling of anxiety is the result of how you have chosen to look at your circumstance. Do you choose to see the effort you have placed as being worthwhile? You can feel good about that, not anxious. If you feel you have done it, yet you are dwelling in the anxiety, we ask you, do you want to feel anxious? How can you choose differently, to feel differently? It is your choice, always your choice, and your choice alone. Circumstances, wanted and unwanted, will always be a part of the human experience. You always get to choose how you focus your energy and how that energy manifests in emotions. You see, this is what we would like you to know about the anxiety if you feel anxiety. Does this make sense?
Yeah, incredibly wise. Why does it feel or seem or appear to be almost like an addiction? The more anxious they feel, the more they choose anxiety producing things. Um, it's almost like an insatiable appetite, like social media type thing. It's like the more you swipe, you keep swiping and swiping and swiping. Why is that?
Your energy always goes where your focus goes.
Mm,
If you focus on things you are grateful for, you will see more things to be grateful for. If you focus on things that make you anxious, you will find things
mm,
that make you anxious. It is always the way.
that makes sense. That was beautiful. I think I want to leave it there. If I could just send that message out to the whole world, or if you could send that message out to the whole world to choose peace, the world would be a better place.
It is always, always the result of your choosing.
Thank you.
Hmm.
Feel like I was at a beautiful lecture. There was nothing I could even really ask for questions or didn't understand.
Mm.
That's great. It's
It is so true. I mean, the stimulus that creates anxiety is real,
yeah.
but how we choose to focus our attention and our energy is come directly and only related to the choice we make. And
Y-
sometimes it's easy to disassociate those
Yeah.
things.
You know, those few previous episode we heard about energies always being transmitted and
Mm.
received, even if we don't say it or know it.
Mhm.
And the message there was be intentional with your energy. Um, I think this is one of those cases where, like, the more you focus, the energy grows,
Mhm. It's true.
and unintentionally, I mean, it's a rat hole you're going down. Is just the anxiety just builds, and I feel anxious, so I do things that make me feel more anxious. That's unconsciously almost your energy is just leading you that way, and it's I don't
The
know,
focus
the focus, the saying, thank you. The focus is leading you, and then the energy is,
fall.
and the momentum
Yeah.
of that energy follows. And when I heard that message, it was kind of like instead of feeling like I'm out of control or I can't do anything, I actually have total control.
Of how you feel.
Yeah,
Mhm.
total control.
Yeah.
And it felt like it put the steering wheel back,
Yeah.
back in your hand.
Yeah.
So
Always is.
yeah,
Yeah.
that was great. I always say that. That's my, if I was doing reviews, I'd say, great. Great episode.
Simple.
Great message. So simple,
Good
always
thing.
simple, and always kind of like, I should have thought of that.
Mm.
So anyway,
Always clarity.
yeah. So thank you. All right. Thank you. Hopefully you'll think about peace maybe a little differently or find more peace in your life or less anxiety in your life.
Yeah, and if you know someone or have someone that you care about that is feeling anxious, share this with them. Maybe it'll help them feel less so.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
And also, one last thing I should say, definitely subscribe, like, and share. I mean, it's one of those things. It's interesting that you said, I'd love to find a way to get this out.
yeah.
It gets out because people share it and they like it and they subscribe to it. It just helps get the word out.
Yeah.
We do this to purely just to help. So
Yeah.
the more people we can help, the better.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well said.
Thank you. On that note,
On that note, thank you so much for joining us, and we'll see you next time.
thanks. Bye.
Bye bye.